Time to start leveling this bad boy out, so we're gonna get stuck straight into it. So we're using a bunker rake today. The bunker rake is gonna be great just to push the sand around with the front blade and also get the rake down at the back at some point and start moving it around and almost like raking it like a bunker. It's gonna be so handy. Just a little bit more fine and precise than using the skiddy bucket, because the bucket on that skiddy is massive, whereas this little blade is quite small. It's only probably about, it's only a couple of feet wide, so it's not huge. So let's rip into it. Let's move this around, let's shape it, let's get this looking schmick. I'll use my little poke here to make sure that it is at the right depth throughout all of our areas. I've put some duct tape there and set that at 300 mil, actually a little bit higher than 300 mil. And run it through the whole area. We've got some extra sand there if we need as well. We are set. Mate, after this is done, build up around the green and then seed. Oh, and irrigation. Well, I already got bog. leveling today. So today I'm getting some water on here from the dam with this firefighting pump. Bought this thing from Bunnings and the fittings online for all this. So wet it down as much as I can, start raking it around and just getting a bit of moisture in to help it settle, get rid of the air pockets, help it compact a little bit more. I mean, it's pretty compacted from what we've already done, but because I ran over with the skiddy in most areas with the tracks, but I just want to compact it a little bit more, shape it a bit more, and then we're probably going to start the irrigation this afternoon or tomorrow, which then I'll be able to wet the green with the irrigation, which is probably a little more ideal. But I sort of just want to try this pump out because I will be seeding this green with this pump. I'll show you guys how that's going to work when the time comes, but we'll mix some seed, wetting agent, probably some kelp in there as well, and get this thing going once the time comes. But for now, wet it down, which this will be a little bit of a process. I just want to try the pump out, to be honest, and then we'll go from there. So much easier to shape that with that little bit of moisture on there. Just makes that much of a difference. So I can drag it around, doesn't get all dusty and just float up into my eye and my face. Just able to really like properly level it when you've just got it. There wasn't much moisture in there, I'll tell you what, I only really watered the top level. But mate, that was so much better and it's starting to look good. Really is starting to look good. Man, all right, now I've got to get the rake and go around the edges. That's probably going to be it for today once I've done that, for leveling and getting all that done. Let's do it. very happy with my levels at the moment. Undulations, falls. As I said, it's got a 2-tier green. Really happy with how it is progressing. Now obviously I want to get more water on it, settle a bit more. But I think we need to build up the edges with some soil. So I'll get the power rake in, build the edges up with some nice topsoil, and then we'll dig our trenches. Just so we've got the right levels to set the sprinklers. That's all I'm thinking. Otherwise we're just going to be making a mess. So I just want to quickly show you guys as well. Hard to see, I know it's always hard to see on camera, but we've got a nice flat spot up the top here. Nice flat area here, and then it dips down on a big slope. So to give you guys an example of the angle of the slope, let's turn the camera. You can actually kind of see it on camera, but that's honestly, that is about the angle that it is. It's not 45, it'll probably be about 30, nah, probably 25 to 30 degrees of a slope just there, and flattens out just here at the bottom, and then it drops off again towards the dam. Sort of like a Augusta style sort of tricky green. And the thought is to pull that back fence out, put some nice gardens back there, probably some azaleas, sort of a Augusta copy, if you know what I mean. That's the thought process, but gonna be definitely a very tricky green. A lot of hard pin placements, a couple of easy ones, but mostly hard to be honest. But this is a short par 3. Like, you could hit onto this with a 54 degree or a 60 degree wedge, depending on how hard you hit it, which way the wind's going, because it's up the top of a hill up there, and believe it or not, up the top of the hill coming down here, you obviously lose distance when you're going down that way as well. So it's only really, it's under 100 meters. Like, it's not long at all. And this part down the bottom here is quite flat as well, just through here. Quite flat, sort of a little bit higher up the back there, so I will build up the level at the back of the green there just a bit, so if you do land it past the fence, it can roll back onto the green, so you've got a bit of opportunity there because that fence actually won't be there. And then towards the end here, it sort of is pretty level, doesn't peter off too much, so it won't really drop down into the dam just there. So mate, it's going to be a tricky green. I'm excited to hit the first golf ball into it because there's going to be some cool pin placements. I'm still very impressed with that power rake. Man, it does a good job. It pushes soil into places it needs to be pushed into, really gets down like 75 to 100 mil deep, like with those tines that it's got on it, and really roughs it up. And it's bought a lot of the nice topsoil and pushed it around and mixed it in with the clay a bit, and actually made it pretty dang decent soil. Like, honestly, I'm not going to bring much soil in. I'm going to bring some of the stuff I dumped around the dam and just bring up some height around this side just over here. You guys can see there's only a bit around near the dam that needs to be done, and that's about it. So it might only be like 20-30 buckets of topsoil, which is about what I've got over there anyway. And then we're honestly going to be pretty sweet, to be honest with you, which is awesome. So that's going to be like, I'd almost sow straight into that what is there. That's what I sowed into at my old place in town, and that lawn was always full of nutrients, nice rich soil. A little bit clayey, but I never had problems with it. And I'm happy to have ryegrass in that sort of soil, like that just there. A little bit of clay, quite a bit of topsoil. More topsoil than clay. The clay's a little bit lower down, but that's turned it over to 100 mil, like I said, or I think it's actually 75 mil, but it tends to go a smidge deeper than that. around the whole outside there, and it pushes the rocks out too, which is amazing. You don't even have to walk around and flick the rocks out. Man, it is dusty. Well, we're going to wrap that video up there, but as you can see, I'll show you guys how we've done the nice soil around the outsides there, and the green is looking pretty good. Obviously, once these sprinklers get put in, I'll keep watering the sand. That'll help getting the air pockets out, as I said, help it compact a little bit more. I'll keep shaping it with that bunker rake over there. I'll keep doing everything along the way to get this going. But let me just show you something quickly too. After moving the sand around like crazy in all the spots, bring a little bit more sand in with the skiddy, compacting it down, running the bunker rake around everywhere. I've got 300 mil pretty much bang on, absolutely everywhere. Bang on 300 mil. That might be just an inch short of 300 mil, which is not a problem, because on the, if you look on the USGA green build documents, which I might attach one in the description for you guys if you want to see it, it says you can be an inch above or an inch below that 300 mil. But try not to get too far either side of that. Which I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed that we've actually got that 300 mil like all the way around. That's insane. Really, really good. Now when it comes time to sowing this, which is only going to be a little bit less than a month away, that we sow this, and we sow the ryegrass on the outside as well, we're going to have to bring a lot of amendments in here because we are sowing into sand. So obviously we'll start with some wetting agents, some kelp, probably going to do some of my liquid fert blends as well. So my mix, which has that brilliance, the Vitalize, all the ones are going to be great with all the soil microbes, and just to help get some more organics in there as well. So that's going to be the plan. I'll be fertilizing quite regularly to start out. Very, very light doses. I'll show you guys that whole process though, but that'll be to help us get this to grow in, hold nutrients, stop leaching, because this is sand. So sand's a completely different ball game when you start using it. You guys in Western Australia would know. It's harder to keep nutrients and colour in it, as you could imagine. But thank you all for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had a really good Christmas, have a new year. This video will be coming out on New Year's Eve, I think, so hope you guys have a good night. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon for our installation of our irrigation. Everything's here ready to go, our sprinklers, everything, so we'll be getting it done. I've got the trench dug down to there, so we're just gonna dig the ring around the green and then put our saddles in and put our swing arms in, and then our sprinklers as well on top of that. So we are set, man. We're ready to go. Super duper excited. Right guys, appreciate yous. I'll see you soon.